Hello student of class 12th. Again we are here with a new video and the topic we are covering this video is energy levels. In the previous video we discussed about the atomic spectra and Rutherford experiment, Bohr's atomic model, and in this video we are going to discuss about the energy levels and quanta. So what are the energy levels? Planck's and Einstein quantum theory of light gives the key to understanding the regular pattern in the light spectra. And photon in these line spectra have criteria energy values, so electron in those atom can only certain energy values. If you see this diagram, the electron in the excited state is shown in the blue color and it is jumping from the excited to the ground state and releasing energy in the form of photon. So the energy level diagram shows a very simple case. It is for an atom in which there are only two possible energy level. Electron shown by the blue dot has the most potential energy when it is on the upper level, or we can say excited state. On the lower level or ground state it has least potential energy. So what are the energies at the highest and lowest level? We will see in this video. Now energy level and quanta. The diagram you had seen in this, the electron is jumping from the higher to lower level, from the excited to the ground state, releasing energy. So the diagram shows electron in excited atom dropping from excited state to ground state. This energy jump, also called transition, has to be done as one jump and it is the smallest amount of energy. This atom can lose energy in the form of quantum, or the plural is quanta. So potential energy electron has lost is given out as a photon. What the energy electron has stored at the higher level, when it is come to the ground state, it will release energy in the form of photon. And the energy of photon is h nu, or we can say hc by lambda. This energy jump corresponds to specific frequencies, wavelength corresponding to specific line in the spectrum. In an atom, ground state and each subsequent excited state correspond to particular energy electron shell, or we can say energy level. So energy level, if you see in this diagram, at n is equal to 1, n is equal to 2 and n is equal to 3, there are certain difference of energies are there. So in this diagram shown an atom with the 3 electron energy level. What are the photons energies in electron volt that this atom can emit? Now if we talk about potential well, suppose you fell down in a pit of depth 3 meter, you would lose about 2000 joule of potential energy, and we are calculating the energy from the ground level, that is zero potential energy. So at the bottom of the pit your potential energy is 2000 joule less than 0, that is minus 2000 joule. You could not jump out as the maximum kinetic energy you could generate is 1300 joule. So your total energy will be 1300 joule plus minus 2000 joule, that is 700 joule is the total energy. Now what is the meaning of this? The potential well, if the sum of total energy, that is kinetic and potential, is negative, so we say that the system is bounded. Means you are attracted to the pit, or you are stuck in the pit. This situation is described as a potential well. Similar situation occurs in the atom. To remove an electron completely from an atom, enough energy must be supplied for the electron to jump from the ground state to the very top of the potential well. It is the energy needed to overcome the attraction of nucleus and is called ionization energy. Ionization energy is the energy given to the electron from the ground state to come to the outer of the atom, that is we can say the zero energy level. Means when the electron completely loses the atom is now become ion, and the what energy is needed for this is called ionization energy. Now if you see the energy level diagram of the hydrogen, hydrogen is the simplest element, or we can say the lightest element. So the total energy of the hydrogen atom to remove the electron from the atom is needed. What amount is needed we can see from this figure. N1 is the ground state, N2, N3, N4 and so on till infinite. You see at the infinite level the energy is 0, and at the ground state the energy is 13.61 electron volt. So what does it mean? The lowest level, which is called ground state, and upper 2, 3, 4 and so on, they are the excited state. Means 2, 3, 4 are the level, we can say that they are the excited state, and N1 is the ground state. So from N1 to N2, if electron jumps from N1 to N2 by gaining some energy, so we can say that electron is now in the excited state. So a physicist called Niels Bohr found that hydrogen spectrum could be explained by the set of energy level. Lowest energy level is the ground state, all the others are excited state, and ground state is a long way below the excited state, and excited state get closer together as you go upward. If you see the gapping between the upper level, it is very close as compared to the lower level, means जैसे जैसे हम ऊपर की ओर जा रहे हैं वैसे एनर्जी लेवल और क्लोज होते चले जा रहे हैं. तो अगर हम यहाँ पे देखें, the energy at the ground state is minus 13.6, mean it is bounded with the nucleus, it has negative energy, mean it is attracted towards the nucleus, and you have to provide some energy to remove the electron from the atom. So if you provide the much amount of energy that the energy of that electron becomes 0, or we can say that it leave the atom. So what amount of energy we have to give? We have to give plus 13.6 electron volt energy, and then the electron will leave the atom, means now atom become ion. So the ionization energy of the electron for the hydrogen atom will be 13.6 electron volt. So we can say the energy state other than N1 are called excited state, and the ionization of atom correspond to infinite. The energy required to raise the atom from the ground state to some excited state is called excitation energy, and the energy required to detach the electron completely from the atom is called ionization energy. So for hydrogen atom the ionization energy is 13.61 electron volt plus, and the excitation energies are, if you subtract 13.61 is the ground state, and the second level is the energy required is 3.04. So if you give this amount of energy, means the difference of energy from N1 to N2 is 13.57, and the difference from N1 to N3 is about 12 point some values of electron volt. So we can find the difference and we get the energy from the lower to the next excited state. मीन्स N1 से N2 में जाने के लिए अगर हम इलेक्ट्रॉन को 10 पॉइंट समथिंग इलेक्ट्रॉन वोल्ट की एनर्जी प्रोवाइड करेंगे तो वो एनर्जी लेवल 2 में चला जाएगा, एंड इफ़ यू प्रोवाइड 12 पॉइंट सम इलेक्ट्रॉन वोल्ट ऑफ एनर्जी फ्रॉम ग्राउंड स्टेट इट विल रीच टू द N3 level, or we can say excited state. So looking at the energy values of each level, the electron is bound to the atom, does not have enough energy to get out, so it requires extra energy to leave the hydrogen atom. The zero potential energy occurs at very top, electron escapes and leave an ionized atom. The potential energy of all the levels below zero are negative. So that is the ionization energy is equal to energy of highest level minus energy of ground state is equal to 0 minus 13.6 electron volt, that is plus 13.6 electron volt energy required to remove the electron from the atom, or we can say the atom to become ion. This is the emission spectra of hydrogen. If you see the Lyman series, N1 from N to N1, from 2 to N1, from 3 to N1, from 4 to N1, like this we are getting the Lyman series. Balmer series n to n is equal to 2, पास्टन सीरीज n इज इक्वल टू 3, यानी कि n से कहीं से भी n से n3 तक आना है. ब्रैकेट सीरीज, so there are so many series, 5 series we had discussed in the previous video also, you revise that. Arrows all show downward energy transitions, so each would give out a photon. Diagram called emission line spectrum. Transition on the left going down to the ground state are all large, known as the Lyman series, giving out energetic photon in ultraviolet region of the spectrum. A smaller transition on the right side to n is equal to 3 energy level give out less energetic infrared photons known as Paschen series. Between these two sets is a Balmer series of line going to n is equal to 2 level. This series include 4 visible lines in the hydrogen emission spectrum colored in the diagram. And emission spectra result in the electron dropping down to lower energy level. Where did the electron get this energy from the first place? So the energy gained by the electron, or we can say one way is to absorb a photon. When an electron absorbs a photon, it gains energy and go to the higher level. Now what is absorption spectra? Now here you see the arrow is upward, photon is absorbed. In the previous slides we see that the arrow is downward and photon is released. Here photon is absorbed, electron is jumping from lower to upper level. The diagram shows absorption of the simple 2 energy level atom. Exact opposite of the emission spectra, electron starts in a lower energy level, absorbs a photon which raises it to the excited state. Photon must exactly match the energy jump. A hydrogen atom has its electron in the energy level at minus 1.51 electron volt. It absorbs a photon which promote it to the minus 0.85 electron level. What is the wavelength of this photon? You calculate with the help of the relation given in the previous video, and the answer you will get 1.9 into 10 power minus 6 meter, that is in infrared region. These are the absorption and emission spectra of hydrogen. The upper one is continuous spectrum. You see the lines, black lines in the absorption spectrum, and in place of black lines we are seeing the colored line in the emission spectrum of hydrogen atom. Means where the emission takes place, that the same is absorbed in the absorption spectrum. This is sun spectrum. The first place at absorption spectrum was observed was in sunlight. Continuous spectrum from sun is covered with the vertical dark line. These were measured and classified by Joseph Fraunhofer, and lines due to cooler gases in the outer layer of the sun. There is a sun spectrum. So light from the hot photosphere passes out from the sun. Some light is absorbed by these cooler atoms, promotes their electron to excited state. Absorbed photon must match energy jump exactly. Only certain wavelengths are absorbed. These absorbed photons are re-emitted later in all possible directions. So few photons end up going directly outward. The spectrum of light become dimmer as these wavelengths, because fewer photons are reaching us, giving dark line, and such spectra are extremely useful for astronomers. Absorption line in the spectrum of a star or galaxy give a fingerprint of the element present. Means what the element are present in the star or in the galaxy we can find with the absorption spectrum, and they are the fingerprint we discussed in the previous video. What is the fingerprint of the atom? Means the exact atom or the particular atom has the particular spectrum of lines. Stimulated emission. In his analysis of quantum theory, Einstein realized that emission and absorption were not the only possible way to make energy jumps. An atom already is in the excited state can be persuaded to emit a photon, done by passing photon of exactly the same energy. Produce two identical photon, original one and the one created by downward transition of the electron. First photon stimulated the atom into emitting a second photon called stimulated emission. Means जो पहला photon होगा वो atom को stimulate करेगा और दूसरा फोटोन निकलेगा जिसको हम बोलेंगे स्टिमुलेटेड एमिशन. So in this diagram, if you see, a photon stimulates the atom to emit identical two photon. Such a beam of light containing identical photon is monochromatic. Light is also coherent. Phase is constant across the beam. This way of producing extremely regular uniform radiation was first done with the microwave, and the more interesting application uses of photon in or near the optical range is called a laser. The full form of laser is light amplification by stimulated emission of radiation. Since their invention is in 1958, lasers have become very common in every CD player and DVD player. And about this laser we discussed in the previous video in the polarization also. And in the topic interference, the coherent source, when I told you, so I said that the extremely monochromatic coherent sources are laser light. Laser light is a narrow parallel beam which is very intense. Scientific usefulness is due to the two facts: light is monochromatic, means only one wavelength there. Light is coherent, means all the waves are in steps. Laser action lasing can take place in solid, liquid and gases. Before stimulated emission can happen, there must be more atom with electron in the higher excited state than in ground state. Under normal circumstances, this is the other way round. Electron needs to pumped up to the excited state and often done using an electric field. See this diagram. One of the excited atom emit a photon at random, and this photon stimulates other emission. These two photons then stimulate another two emission. This rapidly become an avalanche of identical photon, mirror at each end and reflect the light, making photon pass to and from along the laser. One mirror is partially silvered, so a small percent of photon can continually escape as a laser beam. This is the way how the laser works. Now this is all about this video. Now these topic what we are discussing in this video are in your NCERT. You revise the topic from your NCERT, from your reference book also. If you have any query, any problem, you can call me on my number or send me a message on the group. Till then, thank you.